ஆயிரம் சந்நிதி நாம் கண்ட போதிலும் ஆவுடை ஒன்றலவோ அவர் அருளாலே அவர் புகழ் பாட ஆனந்தம் உண்டலவோ ஐயன் பெருமையை நான் சொல்லவோ அது அற்புதம் சுகமல்லவோ ஆயிரம் சந்நிதி நாம் கண்ட போதிலும் ஆவுடை ஒன்றலவோ அவர் அருளாலே அவர் புகழ் பாட ஆனந்தம் உண்டலவோ கற்றதெல்லாம் ஒரு கல்வி அல்ல நாம் பெற்றதெல்லாம் இங்க செல்வம் அல்ல உற்ற தென்றுன்னை சேர்ந்த பின்னே மற்றதெல்லாம் இங்க பொருட்டும் அல்ல ஆயிரம் சந்நிதி நாம் கண்ட போதிலும் ஆவுடை ஒன்றலவோ அவர் அருளாலே அவர் புகழ் பாட ஆனந்தம் உண்டலவோ புறத்துக்கு தேவை சில பொருள் நாணயம் அகத்துக்கு தேவை நல் சொல் நாணயம் அகம் புறம் மறந்தோர்க்கு எது தானயம் அதை தருகின்ற இடம்தான் சிவனாலயம் ஆயிரம் சந்நிதி நாம் கண்ட போதிலும் ஆவுடை ஒன்றலவோ அவர் அருளாலே அவர் புகழ் பாட ஆனந்தம் உண்டலவோ ஆனந்தம் உண்டலவோ தென்னாட்டுடையன் சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி ஓம் நம சிவாய. And with that, welcome to the 5th session of our political conference. Now I know that people will start coming in because I know everyone's had a big lunch. So, how are we all? Yep, we still got 2 more sessions to go. So, with session 5, let's get rolling underway. So, what we'll be discussing is about the Hindu political ecosystem. So we've got amazing speakers coming up over here. So we've got the governor of the eastern province of Sri Lanka, Sendil Tondaman, he's honourable, and we've got 2 other speakers, and this one's from Suriname. We've got Devan Chandra Bose Sharman, and we've got from the United States, Dr. Amit Desaiji. So can all speakers please make their way onto the stage? So we've got an amazing list of speakers. So let me first start with our session chair, Governor Sendil Tondaman. So Governor Sendil Tondaman is the youngest ever governor and chief minister in Sri Lanka. He was former chief minister of the Uva province, for those who are wondering. And he serves as the president of the Ceylon Workers' Congress, the nation's largest trade union. As you would have heard Carmela talk about the Ceylon Indian Congress, well, it's now the Ceylon Workers' Congress, and he's carrying on the tradition started by his forefather, Soumyamurthy Tondaman. So notably, he's the first person of Bharati origin to hold the esteemed governor's position in Sri Lanka, championing social and economic development, particularly for the tea and rubber plantation workers. His leadership promotes inclusivity, unity, and progress in Sri Lanka. So Honourable Sendil Tondaman's outstanding contributions have also been recognised in the World Book of Records, further solidifying his legacy in social services and advocacy. Now, what this also doesn't mention is that he was also responsible for reconstruction of 500 Hindu temples from 2009 to 2019 across upcountry in Sri Lanka. And he was also responsible for ensuring anti-conversion activities in universities could not happen, and the universities that were conducting it, he shut them down and banned them. So over to you, Governor. I'll have you, the floor is yours.
Vanakkam, Namaste, and Ayubowan. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and respected members from Bharat and across the globe. I'm here to chair on the subject on the World Hindu Congress on behalf of Sri Lanka. And I also like to thank the committee for extending an invitation for me and Dr. Abhinaya, who we are present here, my wife. And so let me not take much time, and let me start with synergizing the Hindu political ecosystem involves fostering collaboration and cooperation among various stakeholders within the Hindu community to advance shared political goals and objectives. This can be achieved through a range of initiatives, including enhancing communications and dialogue, establishing open and transparent communication channels between different Hindu organizations, leaders, and individuals, is crucial for building trust and understanding. This can be facilitated through regular meetings, conferences, and online forums. Developing common platforms and agendas. Identifying shared principles such as compassion, of justice, and nonviolence can be enhance the community's political standing. This involves engaging with policymakers and educating the public on these values, celebrating Hindu heritage and accomplishments, recognizing and celebrating rich heritage and contributions of Hindus can strengthen their sense of political identity and empowerment. This includes promoting Hindu art, culture, and history. By implementing these initiatives, the Hindu community can foster more synergistic political ecosystem, amplify their voices, and advance their shared political goals. And also promoting civic engagement and voter education, encouraging Hindu community members to actively participate in political process is essential for ensuring their voices are heard. This includes voter registrations, drives, political education, workshops, and get out of vote campaigns. Countering misinformation and disinformation, addressing misinformation and disinformation that targets the Hindu community is crucial for protection their political interest. This involves fact-checking, promotion, media literacy, and building trust with credible news sources. Leveraging technology and innovation. Utilizing the technology platforms and social media can amplify the Hindu community political voice, reach wider audience. This includes establishing online communities, creating engaging content, and using targeted digital campaigns. Engage with diverse perspectives, recognizing and incorporation the views of different Hindu subgroups and denominations is crucial for building an inclusive and representatives of political motives. I would also like to say that, the only connect between all of us, there is the Hinduism. You take, people get connected through language, so that's a limited crowd. You take people get connected through nationality, that's also a limited crowd. But you take people connected to religion, it's an unlimited crowd. It keeps on growing. So I feel that, Hinduism is one of a globally accepted platform for the unity and national growth of the world. So I start the forum with a few of these of my words, and I hope that we will have a lot to talk as we go forward. Thank you. I would like to introduce the next speaker, Mr. Honorable Dewan Chandrabose Sharman, Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Suriname. Dewan Chandrabose Sharma is a Surinamese politician who currently serves as the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of Suriname. He has also been a member of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association and has attended several seminars and conferences on parliamentary affairs. Mr. Sharman has been involved in community welfare initiatives, and he has worked with organizations such as Suriname Community Welfare and Relic Curio Academy. Mr. Sharman's contributions to parliamentary affairs and community welfare initiatives have been recognized and appreciated widely within the Suriname community.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. आप सभी को सादर प्रेम नमस्ते. Look like nobody heard me. सादर से प्रेम नमस्ते. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say I'm very proud to stand here before you, not only because of the invitation I got, the beautiful audience, but today we celebrate in Suriname our 48th Independence Day. So I salute my country, I salute my nation, I salute my President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, a Hindu. To my introduction, I'm a medical doctor by profession, and I'm specially skilled and trained in suicide prevention and intervention and domestic violence. To correct something, I'm not a member of the Commonwealth Parliament, but I'm a permanent representative to the OACP Parliament, the Organization of African, Pacific, and Caribbean states. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bhaiyo Behino, what I'm going through, but primarily I would like to focus on the case of Suriname regarding Hinduism. And I think maybe you have an idea of it is an unknown country with an unknown population, and not even people know where we are actually located and how much Hindus are living there and what are their conditions they're living with. But I'll paint a picture to you. I think this morning Pandit Nitin has already given some detail about Suriname, and that we have about 600,000 people living over there, small country at the mainland of South America, just at the north of Brazil. But we make out of the Caribbean region. And one of the things we are known of is our ethnic diversity, not only ethnic diversity, language diversity, cultural diversity, cuisine diversity. So when it is diversity, Suriname is well known. When tourists come, they usually don't forget the diversity we express and we share with each other. Hindus in Suriname, about 27% of the population is from Indian Bharatiya origin, and from that amount, about 80% is from Hindu origin. And I think to give you an idea about how we're living, Diwali is a national holiday in Suriname. Holi is a national holiday in Suriname. We're not finished yet. Since recent, due to special efforts of Pandit Nitin Jagbandan, and he can get an applause for that, we have been able to, we have been able to get free from leave for a half day on behalf of the government during Navratri. So if these things are national holidays, with actually minority in the society, you could understand we are good in power over there. The political party I'm from is called, it's a coincidence, it's called the VHP. But VHP you know as Vishwa Hindu Parikshat, but VHP in Dutch means Vooruitstrevende Hervormingspartij, like Progressive Reform Party. And it's established, founded in 1949. So soon in January we'll celebrate our 71st anniversary. And the party started with the name Verenigde Hindustanse Partij, United Hindustani Party. That was the name of the party. Later on, it changed the name, the initial state, in the Watan Hitkari Party. And finally, we changed the name in Vooruitstrevende Hervormingspartij, Progressive Reform Party. And it's important to know that when you are in a minority, and that's maybe the lesson learned you can take, that inclusiveness was the special word, the special idea we have coined from the beginning of our political history. Because in 1949, we started with general elections before we had another system. From 1949, the first chair was the late Mr. Jagannath Lakshman, and he propagated the idea of inclusiveness by calling it the policy of brotherhood and fraternity. And he stayed the chair for the party until his death in 2001, 50 years long. After, we had Dr. Gyan Adhin, who propagated the same idea, unity and diversity. Thereafter, we had Mr. Ramdin Sarju, propagated the same idea as the Shanti politic, be harmonious together, and the current chair is the current president of our republic. He named it by the beautiful flower garden. In our local language, we call it Brom Ki Jari. Brom Ki means flowers, Jari means garden, so beautiful garden. So that's the inclusiveness we propagate, we share with each other to stay in power and to be there and achieve everything we'd like. Right now, from the 51 seats in the parliament, we have 14 Hindus. From the 14 Hindus, we have 12 Hindus. From the 12 Hindus, We have 3 women in the parliament. Those women, 2 of them are very powerful, and I'll show you the picture now. Yes, this is Mr. Jagannath Lakshman, the founder of our party. And he was a very marvelous guy, and he was the only person in the Western Hemisphere, I think even in the world, who was in service of the politics continuously for 50 years, and he was even mentioned in the World Book of Records, the Guinness World Book of Records. After he passed away, this is our current president, His Excellency Mr. Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, elected in 2020. And his government consists of 17 ministers, from which 10 are Hindus. This is the strong lady, Krishna Mathura. In her constituency, she was the strongest person, gathered nearly all the votes. She is the current Minister of Defense, as the first woman to hold this post of Minister of Defense in the Republic of Suriname. The importance, why are we Hindus be able to achieve all this? This is the way we act, and we try to coexist in harmony with each other. When we celebrate Holi, we celebrate it not ourselves at home. We celebrate it together as well as we do it Holi. Maybe Navratri is done in private settings and in mandirs and so on. But those other national holidays, every school celebrates it. So that we come close together and we can live harmoniously. It's very important for politics because you cannot consist of only 27%, and you can get that amount of seats, you can make the government, and you can have a president of your community. So you need the votes of all the other communities, of the Maroons, the Indonesians, and so on and so on. So you have to live good together. So our Hindu agenda is embedded in the national agenda. We do not express that, but we take that in consideration definitely. Actually, every Hindu is by birth a politician. If you believe in your Arthashastras, in your holy scriptures, I have tried to find out something from the Vedas. Rajniti, Rajshastra, Rajdharma. Actually, all those books have politics within it. And if we do the prachar and the prasar to the mandir, we usually forget to tell the story of what politics is. And that actually politics is more important than maybe everything to survive in a society, especially if you are in a minority somewhere. The most important thing in politics, and there you have to follow, my time is up, the norms and the values. I think you have to take into consideration your yam, your niyam, dharma ka jo daksh lakshan hota hai, usko bhi palan karna chahiye to make a good politician. But after all, one special thing for every politician, it's integrity. If you are a good person, reliable person, trustful person, people will vote for you. And that's our norms and values we take out from the Hindu Dharma. As my time is up, I will conclude by saying that I would like to request all our Hindu leaders and politicians all over the world to take responsibility for bettering the world on their shoulders, being good, sincere Hindus while conveying the message of our Dharma. Everyone may not be equal in power, status, or wealth, but the day you realize that everyone is equal in the eyes of God, the leader in you is born. Leadership is not just by rank or designation, it is by attitude and competence. The slogan of this conference is Jayasya Ayatanam Dharma, and I think I would like to add the words of Chanakya Maharaj, Purushartham Anuvartate Daivam. If you put effort, you will be successful, but before getting successful, you will have unity, just as the Rigved said, Sangachadhvam samvadadhvam samvo manansi janatam deva bhagam yatha purve sam janana upaste. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Amit Desai. Chairman and co-founder of United States India Relationship Council, USA. Dr. Amit Desi, DDS, one of the founding board of directors of the United States India Relationship Council, is extremely proud and honored to serve as the chairman to work towards establishing a formidable and enduring US-Bharat relationship. He has previously worked with the various US lawmakers, especially Representative Ed Royce, who was the chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee. He is a graduate of USC School of Dentistry, class of 1994. He has been practicing dentistry ever since. Dr. Desai appreciates the significance of a strong and resilient US-Bharat relationship. So I would like to call Dr. Desai to the stage.
Jai Shri Ram. First of all, I would like to thank World Hindu Congress, Swami Vijnananda ji, coordinator of Political Forum, Rashmi ji, Sushant ji, and the whole team for giving me this wonderful opportunity to express what we are doing in US for Hindu Americans and Bharatiya Americans. By the way, my name is Dr. Amit Desai, as Honorable Governor mentioned. Thank you, Governor, for giving me the wonderful introduction. And Honorable Deputy Speaker, I was delighted to hear the holidays you celebrate in Suriname. Thank you so much. So I'll be speaking on building the Hindu political ecosystem. You see, in a new and modern day today, there are multi-armed, multi-headed asura in the form of oil money of Islamists, insidious minds of left, atrocious action of the church, and useful idiots from secular and indifferent Hindu groups. They are ganging up to massively destroy the Hindu and Bharatiya values. They are the labor organizations, various school boards, religious institutes, city councils, legislative bodies, corporate HR policies, legal and media avenues to damage Hindu communities all across the US and the world in every way possible. They are the vicious Breaking India blitz. The Bharatiya diaspora cannot influence the public policy without being part of it. With fundraising and voter registration and lobbying for its causes. It is crucial to build a great Hindu ecosystem to nurture future Hindu political aspirations. Without an ecosystem, we won't have a long-term political success. I'm going to focus on some political action groups in US who work for their interests. The greatest examples are IPAC, American Israeli Political Action Committee, and AJC, American Jewish Committee. They vanguard the Jewish interest in the US and Israel. There are several other political action groups like Armenians and Greek lobbies. They work for safeguarding their interests. There is one group which I don't want to put on the slide, but I would like definitely to mention. It's CARE. It's a Center for American Islamic Relationship. They are extremists. Their heads, they belong to Holy Land Foundation, which is directly connected to Hamas terrorist organization. Along with them, Indian American Muslim Council, constantly undermining the Hindu community with their false narratives and lies. Because of this, we Hindus, we need to participate into mainstream politics and be part of the system to counter this narrative. Jews were historically and to this date a persecuted minority, and things will turn bad if they stop doing the advocacy what they are doing right now. So we have to learn from the Jewish community, even though They are so strong economically, politically. Look what's happening to them all over the US. Anti-Semitism, people are after them. So, similarly, if we Hindus, we need to do something, we have to be part of this system. And we have to be politically active. The pro-Israel interests have contributed more than $240 million since 1990. This is just updated figure. This is an old figure, but I just did research and I got 240 millions were contributed since 1990. The different members of IPAC, that is American Israel Political Action Committee, individually contributed $72,000 each to the political campaign since between 2000 and 2004. In 80s and 90s, the contribution from IPAC members often constituted more than 15% of the congressional campaign funds. It is very critical to identify pro-Hindu and pro-Bharat lawmakers and candidates and sponsor them. The Bharatiya specific ecosystem or Hindu specific ecosystem is either not existent in many states or very, very weak if present. We are not working together, lack strategic alignment, allow regional, linguistic, and ethnic differences to crop up. All the politics is local. So US-Bharat issues have to be framed within the Western lawmakers in the ways it is relevant to their particular district or particular state and the committees they are assigned to. Political awareness, how we going to do it with our next generation? It has to start from the very young age. It has to start from the high school. We have to nurture these kids to participate in the high school student government. Then they can go to the school boards and school district politics. Then they have to go to the city council and then the state and then the federal level. But it has to start from the school days. We have to cover the whole spectrum of this political process. It's not going to happen at the age of 45, you're going to ask somebody to run for the office. It has to start from the beginning. To make Hindus aware of this situation and candidates, we have to have various organizations and endorse certain candidates, and we have to publicize this on the political websites and various media outlets. Another aspect is voter registration. Now, Hindus need to spearhead voter registration efforts. A lot of places we see we have big Hindu population, but they lack into, you ask them, are you a voter? No, I haven't registered. No, the voter registration drive has to be taken up by the various PACs and political figures. There are regions and states where the races are evenly distributed between two parties. Now, remember, Hindus can play a pivotal role in these swing states where there is evenly poised contest. A small number of Hindus can swing the whole election and they can have their representative. So we have to keep in mind there are 9 states in the United States. They are swing states. So we need to work on that also. Now, Hindu institutions usually shy away from politics. So they need to be part of it without taking any sides. Building of the candidates. It is very crucial for the organization to discover and cultivate talented potential candidates. It is very important to vet the candidates. Pseudo-Hindu can hoodwink the groups into receiving votes and contributions from more committed Hindus. Hindu groups were deceived by Ro Khanna and Pramila Jaipal. We need to shame them. There is time again and again they have opposed the Hindu issues, they have opposed the Bharat issues in the United States Congress. SB 403 is a prime example. The person who brought this bill in the assembly was supported by Ro Khanna. Aisa Wahab was supported by Ro Khanna. Hindus need to know this and take their chance and revenge when the election comes. We need to build volunteers. Organizations need to build a base that is broad in scope. Create a roster of Hindu activists and donors. Draft a periodic newsletter, update the activities to the donors and activists, and state your accomplishments. Utilize the technology. Media support is very critical. We need to have a solid media support. This is a huge blind spot for Hindu community. We need to spend money for ads. We need to get their support to send our message through. Hindu-phobic forces are free to spread lies and narratives in the media because they spend millions of dollars. CARE is spending $400 million a year. The worst areas in the world are Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Kerala, and some western capitals. The worst outlets you all know are New York Times, Washington Post, BBC, Economist, Guardian, Al Jazeera, and Sun TV Group. So we need to focus on media. USIRC, I'm going to talk 1 minute on USIRC, what we do. USIRC, so as a Hindu American, what I was supposed to do, we did a brainstorming with our team, and we came up with this political action group called United States-India Relationship Council, which is registered federally, and we can legally endorse and fundraise money for any candidates. It is a bipartisan group. We try to promulgate relationship with Bharat and US to the United States House as well as executive branches. We pay special attention to the lawmakers who are sitting on House Foreign Relations as well as Armed Services Committee. Our notable achievements are presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy was nurtured and approached by USIRC. We gave him some talking points and he graciously accepted. And next day at the Richard Nixon Library, when he had a town hall meeting, he incorporated those points. So we as a Hindus, we need to sometimes come up with ideas and give it to the candidates, and they do use our points. Another achievement is House Resolution 540, brought in by Congressman Richard McCormick on the behest of USIRC. We got this resolution to acknowledge McMahon Line as the border between China and India. We got Bharat exempted from CAATSA, which is an arms exportation bill which was brought in during the cold era, and also the sanctions were prevented on Bharat during Russia-Ukraine war, and Bharat was purchasing Russian oil. So these are the notable achievements by USIRC. And there's a picture with Vivek Ramaswamy, with myself and my colleague Dr. Jashu Patel. When we did fundraising for him, just within 4 days, we raised $53,000. This is what we need to do for all the candidates. And in the conclusion, let us build an ecosystem where we have young, talented political candidates identified, nurtured, supported, get into media, do the fundraiser, do the voter registration drive. We need to build this ecosystem. If we don't, then it is in future, Hindus will be found in museum alongside Inca, Maya, and Aztec civilization. They had a misfortune of predatory invaders. Similarly, 1,000+ years of predatory invasion. Hindus need to come up with a modern smriti to survive and thrive. Let's build a solid ecosystem. Dhanyavad, Namaskar, Bharat Mata Ki.
Once again, I'm back to stage, and let me make it quick. So the speakers before me had gone very well on their topics, and I hope I also do the same. So again, I start with Vanakkam, Namaste, and Aibwan. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and respected members from Bharat and across the globe, I'd like to welcome you all And especially I like to give my special thanks to Swami Vijnanand Ji, Joint Secretary of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and founder of World Hindu Foundation, which is right now conducting this forum, and also Ms. Reshmi Samnath, the first female Bharatiya president of the Students' Union of Oxford, and she is, I have to tell a few words of her, the coordinator of this program, and a very multi-talented person. She's an author, she's a TV panelist, she's a vocal advocate for human rights for marginalized Hindus. So I'm just looking at her activities for the past 2-3 days. I'm really shocked to see on a work progress and commitment and dedicated to this program. And I would also like to especially thank the World Hindu Congress Committee members for naming this hall as Arumuga Navalar Hall because he's a pride to Sri Lanka, and I know very strongly that Mr. Nimalan Karthikeyan will also agree to the point. Mr. Saint Arumuga Navalar has spent most of his life in advocating Hinduism and also developing Hinduism in Sri Lanka. He is also a Saivet from Sri Lanka, and I am proud to be in a hall of his name. If I were to sing in some other hall, I would have felt a little bad, but I'm in this hall in his name. So being from Sri Lanka, from the eastern province, I'm proud to be in this hall. And second, let me go to my point. So I'm being addressed to address strong Hindu voices in a wider political system. So first let me start with what is our strength of Hinduism. You know, right now, with the present Hindu political representative, especially the world is being run by bureaucrats and politicians, with the present political system, I think if Hinduism all get, the Hindu people following Hinduism all get together, I think we will be ruling the world. We can have a Hindu government itself, not forming in different countries, but I'm telling you, members of different countries getting together. Now, for example, you take the US Vice President, Madam Kamala Harris, who has a very strong position in the world. She can do wonders, not only in United States, but throughout the world. The same way, if you can take the UK Prime Minister, Mr. Honorable Rishi Sunak, who can also has the capacity to do wonders. But I'm proud of him because, you know, after the British colonization, I don't think nobody would have dreamt that a Bharatiya will rule United Kingdom. So he has proved that the amount of hard struggle he's gone through, and he's a Hinduism follower, and he has proved that, you know, that British rule the world, but a Bharatiya can rule British. So he proved it. So we have a lot of dignitaries like that. When all these dignitaries get together, I think Hinduism will rule the world. But only the point of communication is required and proper connectivity. And when I saw a few days back at 10 Downing Street celebrating Deepavali, I think it was a message to the whole world that Deepavali was a message to the whole world when they see that it's being celebrated at Downing Street. I would also like to quote that the Ceylon Workers' Congress, which I represent, for the last 17 years has been celebrating Deepavali and Pongal and Navaratri and all the Hindu events, whoever the president comes to Sri Lanka at the President House. Second, I would also like to tell an advantage that's like I was talking about the strength of Hinduism. You know, Hinduism is the only religion which has multiple gods with multiple characters. You start from Lakshmi and it goes up to Kali. You can see a softer version of God as well as the aggressive version of God. This helps us to change our ideologies according to situations. If required, we are soft. If required, we are aggressive in our proceedings. Because none other culture promotes different ideologies, but only Hinduism has different ideologies of God with different stories. For example, you have Ramayana, which is a history. You have Mahabharata, which is a history. You have so many, even Bhagavad Gita. You even have Tirukural. So you have so many guidelines which a politician can follow. I hope if a politician can follow these things and follow the principles and ideology of Hinduism, it's like a guide so that we don't make mistakes and we just keep on going on the correct path. So I hope that I have followed the Hindu principles correctly. That's why at the youngest age, I was being selected as the Chief Minister of Sri Lanka. Then I was Minister for 15 years as well as the Governor. So I feel that I have followed the Hinduism principles correctly. And not only me, my party, my late leader Saumyamurthy Tondaman and late leader Honorable Armun Tondaman, you know, we had become stateless people in Sri Lanka in 1948 after the British independence. Though we were given citizenship, the parliament revoked our citizenship and we became stateless people. In that, 99% of them were Hindus. 1 million people over a night has become stateless people and we were all Hindus. So the Hinduism lost a big strength in Sri Lanka. But following the Hindu principles, like I said, whenever we have been soft and protested, we have been soft. Whenever we have been aggressive, we have been aggressive. And we finally achieved what we had to do in Sri Lanka. We got citizenship rights for all the 1 million people. So that was the way how we followed the Hinduism principles, ideology helped us to achieve what we had to achieve for people. Then I would like to also quote few things. You know, bringing back Vibhuti. This is a important thing which my party worked on it. You know, in Sri Lanka, after the crisis and the war, which lasted for the 30 years, apart from north and east, anywhere you know the Vibhuti what we put, which quotes that we are Hindus when we go to temple and come and put Vibhuti and this bindi and this kungumam. You know, when you go on the bus or the railways, you know, we are being suspected, we have been taken to police for inquiry, and we have been kept on custodies. So the religion identity, apart from north and east, any part of Sri Lanka you go, you can't put Vibhuti. Because people don't want to put. If they put Vibhuti, then they will be taken down in the next stop, bus stop, and taken for inquiry to find out whether they are going to get involved in any conflict with a major community or because as the war was going. So we wanted to make sure, you know, this culture was going to a point that you know, even putting Vibhuti was a question mark. So we, with a lot of civil societies and lot of scholars, saints and everyone, we worked together and we made sure that culture is again be back to like how it was. And today, you can put Vibhuti and go even inside the President House, not only bus and train and anywhere you can put. So we moved forward to make sure that, you know, our rights are preserved back. So, and same way religious conversion, which I have to definitely say. You know, there are a lot of, I don't believe that governments directly get involved in converting people. You know, the majority converted people in Sri Lanka are Hindus. They're very rapidly being converted. One is, I say, because of the economic crisis, and second, I feel because of the benefits they have been given from different communities. I strongly know that none of the government directly gets involved, but I know that there are several NGOs which are getting involved in the conversion process. So then I did a study, how does this NGO get money? These NGOs get from, for example, they're from different countries. That is in a sense, these NGOs are from different countries. They get money from their topmost businessmen in their countries, from their CSR fund to do development. So from where these companies get money, they get the maximum government projects being given. So I understand a government supports a company to do business and the CSR fund is given to NGO to given for conversion. So this is how there are places which are doing. So if our Hindu religions representatives are stronger, I hope that these NGOs will be put back to a position, not get involved in much conversion. For example, I prefer that now with this session, I prefer that even our Vishwa Hindu Parishad should also get involved in more to make sure that reconverting back, people, Hindus who are converted, to be reconverted back. Then I feel that, whatever conversion they do, they feel it's going to be a waste because these people will be reconverted back to their own religion. Same way, even, I'll just tell you, because I was to be attended this meeting, as a governor, I was also being criticized saying that, you don't represent a community, how can you go for a forum of Hinduism? So I just told my colleagues that, when a Christian can go to Vatican City, when a Muslim can go to Mecca, when a Buddhist can go to Buddha Gaya, why can't I go to a Hindu forum? So I represent that community, So I had to explain that, so I never gave up on what we are. So same way, I would like to thank Charmila Chand for quoting about my late leader Saumyamurthy Tondaman and his visionary leadership in helping Sri Lanka to come out of the statelessship, the people of Bharati in Sri Lanka to come out of statelessship. Same way Mr. Shushant, he was also very actively in support with me from the day I was here. And I also made a lot of friends here after coming, just in a very short time, like Gautam Bhattacharya, ambassador of Qatar on behalf of Sweden. And I would like to thank once again Vishwa Hindu Parishad for having this wonderful event, which we have made more friends. And I hope that, this friendship still continues stronger. And any day in any country, if we all have a problem, I hope that we all get together. So we are a very strong force. Even I don't think any government can stop us from us being very strong together. So thank you very much. Thanks again.
Thank you, Governor. And just from me, you're always welcome to come to Sydney. And if you come to Australia, just hit us up. We'll be there to help you as well. And
Thank you.
about Dr. Desai, I'd like to point out that he actually defeated the current Bharatiya Home Minister Amit Shah in student body elections. So that's an interesting fact about him. So not many people defeat Amit Shah in elections, but he's one of the very few people that have done it. So he's in that unique category. Yep. So with that, I would like to open up. Oh yeah, this is the Diwali celebration that the governor had with the president in Sri Lanka. Just over that. So I'll open up for discussion and Q&A.
I would like to know that we have seen people from Pakistan, people from Kenya as a speaker, and I feel glad many of us Hindus are doing well around the globe. But it's very sad to see that, and it's very sad to know when I came here that people around the world, they don't know that there are Hindus in Myanmar. So why, this World Hindu Congress Forum is to unite the Hindu, and none of the speakers are from Burma. We have Dr. Ram Nivas here, Bajrang Lal Sharma ji here, the Bajoria ji here, R.K. Ananda ji here, but none of the people from Burma, even one of them a speaker. No, I'm not telling for us boasting out, but at least if you guys from the world recognize even one of us, so people would know that Hindus exist in Burma and you guys can help us in many ways. Thank you.
Yep, I'll answer that one. So even the South African MP that spoke, that was last minute. So we tried to reach out to South Africa VHP, for example, and until yesterday, we didn't know that anyone from South Africa was coming. But as soon as they came, we made way and gave them a platform. So regarding Myanmar, we didn't know who to contact there, but in the future, if you perhaps let our Swamiji or our senior VHP members know, 2026, we will make our effort to ensure that Myanmar Hindus or Hindus in other unrepresented nations, I'm sure the Cham Hindus of Vietnam is another example, make sure that they'll also have a platform in our political conference.
One minute, please. Shushant, I'd like to also tell that she's the speaker of Myanmar now. Yeah, she's the speaker of Myanmar now. She represented Myanmar. What I said is now you're the speaker of Myanmar. So Myanmar is represented.
May I just answer a question? In 2013, we had a WHEF in Thailand. I was the organizing secretary. And there was a special session on Myanmar. entire session was contributed to Myanmar, and there are 16 representatives who came from Myanmar, and 4 of them were on the stage. So in Thailand, that is also part of Hindu Congress, but at that time it was not a Hindu Congress, it was just WHEF. Thank you.
Maybe I would like, one moment please. I think from the aspect of inclusion, it is not a policy to exclude anybody, any country, any organization. And I think it is a little homework for the organization itself to identify all other countries and institutions and mandirs and so on. And the next time, definitely you will get an invitation.
I am from the US, Arvind Swami. So the question is for Dr. Amit Desai. So next year there is going to be a national election in the US in 2024. And we have seen how elections in the US can impact the world. It impacts economy in multiple countries. Before coming here, I was in Vietnam, and people there were telling us about how the US policies have weakened their economy. So how is the Hindu American community prepared for elections next year in the United States?
A good question. We as our PAC, and we are working with other PACs also, we are trying to educate Hindu community in US to support, endorse, fundraise for the favorable candidates which are going to be not only good for the US economy, but also Hindu interests are protected. If you see one thing, that whenever a candidate comes from slightly right of the center, he's either pro-India, pro-business policy, grows the economy. So on this line, we're going to work and educate the voters, and we're going to start this campaign from early next year. Once the primaries are settled, we're going to work on the candidate and educate our voters to support those candidates, particular candidate, which is going to improve not only the US economy, but improve the conditions of Hindu Americans in USA.
Any more questions?
Hi, my name is Jaswant Patel. I'm a physician from California. My question to Honorable Deputy Speaker from Suriname. I feel proud and I feel very obliged by your speech that what Hindus are doing in Suriname. My question to you is, you are in minority as a Hindu, correct? And being a minority, you are able to capture a good amount of political support from the country, and 10 of your ministers are Hindus. So the question is, how did you do that? Because Amit Bhai, we are the USIRC, and we are working very hard to replicate some good examples from other countries in the US to support our mission. That's my first question. The second question is, Brahma Ki Jari, garden of flowers. Is there a relation with the lotus symbol of BJP with what the Brahma Ki Jari is?
Yes, thank you, Doctor, for the questions. No, the Brahma Ki Jari is the policy of inclusion. We just gave it another face, another name. Like before, it was the strategy of fraternity and brotherhood, and thereafter unity and diversity, and thereafter the Shanti policy, and now we call it Brahma Ki Jari of the beautiful flower garden. You know, it has nothing to do with the lotus flower itself. The first part of your question, how we do that? Again, the policy of inclusion. We do realize that we cannot win elections only with Hindus, only with Indians, people from Indian origin, because from the 27%, about 15%, 20% maybe are Muslims. So we have to get the Muslim votes too, we have to get the Christian votes too. That's why it was actually the VHP, our political party, VHP, not Vishwa Hindu Parishad, VHP, our political party, has launched a campaign called the Orange Movement, because our flag, our national color of our party is orange. We call it the Orange Movement, and it was the values and the norms that was at the front line. We promote it. And we said that the past government have made a devastated economy, and we have the knowledge, we have the power, we have the skilled people to get the economy again on track. So that was very wonderful, and our leader, the current president, he has a police background, someone like with a no-nonsense person, you know. So that make a very good impression in the society. So finally, we, with this small population of Hindus, we could gather about more than 1/3 of the votes. So a certain part of these votes are non-Hindu votes, are definitely from Christian and all other ethnic groups. So it was the way you promote yourself, you profile yourself as a leader with the norms and the values of your party, but of, you know, and that we was able to win the election by this strategy, no other. But it was not merely a Hindu strategy we had. We had a national strategy where the Hindu strategy was embedded in. Thank you.
Namaste. Anil Asthana from Melbourne, Australia. Regarding Suriname again, a lot of times we find in the developed countries the interest amongst Hindus to enter politics, policy making is very, very low due to certain associations. In Suriname, how have you maintained the interest at grassroots level of Hindus to participate in politics, policy making, and through the generations?
Thank you. Very nice, beautiful question. You know, usually we say, mandir mein politics nahi karna hai. But what we really do, and the chair of the largest Hindu organization, Pandit, is here, and he can admit that. Actually, let me say it very careful way. Our Pandits are actually our promoters. In politics, 3 professions are very important: the teacher, the preacher, and the doctor. So when you have the teacher at your side, you have the preacher at your side, and you have the doctor at your side, the communication with the society becomes very easy. So it is not openly that we make use of our mandirs and our religious platforms, but as they are part of the society, we can sometimes say something in their ears, and they know in what way, in what professional way, they will carry the message, the political message, to the mandirs and to other cultural centers. That's why the involvement is. Second thing is, as we are a minority, we always say, if we do not unite, we cannot stand. So sometimes the message is unity, but the message behind is you should grab to the power. And this time we were very successful. Thanks to all this religious organization, we do not stick a picture of a political organization, but they do help us and do with promotion and campaigning and everything.
I am Keshav Patel, President of Vishwa Parishad of America, Los Angeles chapter, as well as President of Indian American Community of Southern California, and VIP member of the City of La Palma, and Chairman of the committee there. My question is that sometimes we fail to select the right candidate in America. We have supported certain Indian leaders. They are elected, and then they don't remain faithful to India or Hindus, and they change themselves. This is what happens, and what should we do at that time? That's one question. Second thing, that political persons or leaders are all mostly professional. So they work for certain reasons only. How can we make them understand and work as a leader, right, or honest leader working for the poor people or common people or all the people? Thank you.
The first question you asked was, what should we do when the candidate gets elected and he changes? That is why you do vetting first. You do vetting. We, as a USIRC, we always vet the candidate. And as soon as we find out this candidate is not going to be pro-Hindu issues or pro-Bharat issues, we do not support or endorse that candidate. I'll give you a quick example. The SB 403, the anti-caste, anti-Hindu bill, which was presented in Assembly, California State Assembly, one of the assemblywomen, Linda Friedman, she is now running for the US Congress from District 30 in Los Angeles area. She approached us. We interviewed her. Very first thing we told her, that right now you are an assemblywoman. There is a bill pending in the State Assembly, SB 403, and we explained her that this is a false narrative. Are you going to support to defeat this bill? She promised us that yes, I will scrutinize this bill and then I will either abstain or not vote for this bill. However, when the day comes for the voting, she voted for SB 403 and she cheated us. Immediately we swung into action and we approached the opponent candidate, Mike Fewer, another candidate. We talked to him, we interviewed him, we explained to him why we are supporting him. And he agreed that he is going to be friend of Hindu community, Bharatiya community. Immediately we endorsed him and we are doing a fundraising for him in January to teach lesson to Linda Friedman. So this is what all the Hindu groups everywhere in the United States they have to do. We are just one part of it. We work with a lot of PACs, they are sitting here. My elder brother Ajay Shah, he is, of course, Honorable President of Vishwa Hindu Parishad USA, and he has a Hindu PAC. My sister here, Renu Gupta, is here. She is running a PAC, Hindu Action. We work together. We throw ideas to each other. And she is working fantastic work for a Hindu genocide of 1971 in Bangladesh. And I am working with a lawmaker and constantly communicate with her. So this is how you work amongst the PACs, amongst the Hindu groups across the US, and vet the candidates. That's how you can teach them a lesson.
I don't have a question, so I just a brief comment that I just see that there are two successes there, and one is trying to reach there. The governor and the minister, or the parliamentarian, they have been where we want to reach, the US or other places, and Amit ji is showing or trying to learn from them. That's my comment, that how to organize, how to support, how to fight, that's all.
No, Dhanyavad, Vinodji. Vinodji, let me introduce. He is the our Mananiya Sanghachalak of the United States Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangha, Dr. Vinod Ambassa.
Yes, thank you. I just want to add something about your question. And also your question is how we are doing it. Dr. Sharma told you everything, but I would just want to add something. And that's very unique for Suriname, for the whole world. It's because of our past. Japanese were brought there, Indians were brought there, Creoles were brought there. We are a multi-diverse ethnic community. And from our home, even at school, we learn to work with each other, that we are one family. And how you can try to get another ethnic group in your group or in politics, we are one body. We have an inter-religious body. I don't know if something like this exists in another country. The Catholic Church is in the same body, the Sanatan Dharam, the Arya Devakar, the Islamic groups, we all are in one body. We represent that. And if your mindset is good in politics, then you can overrule the Islamic brother, sister. You can overrule them, that you can vote on me as a Hindu. So that's very unique, and I just want to hear from you if something like this exists in another country.
I think we'll end the Q&As for now. So, Governor, I'll invite you back on stage to summarize the session.
I hope the session was much interesting. And my co-speakers, Deva Chandra Bose, Sharman, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Parliament of the Republic of Suriname, Dr. Amit Desi, Chairman and co-founder of United States of India Relationship Council, had given a detailed, brief speech, but I hope the time was not enough because we have a lot of sessions to go. But they managed to do their best in a very short time. And I was also much impressed with their views on different subjects of Hinduism. And also on the Q&A section, their answers were very perfect, which suited this forum. And finally, the conclusion, what we think is Hinduism passing on generations to generation has been successful by different people in different generations. And now it's the right and duty of us who has to take forward the Hinduism to the next generation. And we as a team will be the strongest team in the world on religion. But we not as a team will be the weakest team in the whole world. So I hope that the three of them, I'm just watching from the time I came here, only 3 organizers for this forum. Maybe there will be a lot of people in the back end. But these 3 people have united different countries here. And if 3 people can do it, so all of us can get together and still unite more. So the conclusion is we all get together and make Hinduism the strongest religion and the strongest ever guide for the human living in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. And with that, we have concluded session 5. So I invite everyone to go out for afternoon tea and be back here in this hall.